It's day 14 and this is Greenhays Farm just outside Middlewich. This is part of the route that apparently George Osborne decided upon on his own, basically adding 600 million to the bill of HS2 so it would go round the richer bits of his then Tatton constituency, missing Aldley Edge and Knutsford and going through places like this. This is exactly on the route of HS2, and there's a rather major problem with George's detour. This is the Cheshire brine fields. It's an area that is well known for subsidence, because I've not just walked up a small hill, I've walked up a sinkhole. This is an active sinkhole. If you look over by the telegraph pole, that's just had to be propped back up. This hole itself is expanding and moving in various directions. Over there, there's a bit of a dip there that has appeared completely since HS2 was announced. Wasn't there at all. This will continue to sink for tens of thousands of years, and the whole area is littered with these sinkholes. That's why you don't build stuff here. That's why when they built the M6, there's a massive bend to go round the Cheshire brine fields, because they thought, no, actually, sinkholes, that's not safe to put a motorway there. So it's definitely not safe to put a 250-mile railway here. Not unless you want to spend billions and billions and billions of pounds extra trying to over-engineer this by drilling down hundreds of metres. That's what you have to do to put HS2 through here. Because, you know, if a motorway has a bit of a bump in it, you just bump up and down. If a railway going, designed for 250 but running at 225, maybe just 200 miles an hour, if that starts going over bumps, that's a disaster waiting to happen. The route here is quite literally impossible. It cannot be done in areas like this. This is exactly on the proposed line of route. Well, you've been writing it, haven't you, Eevee? Mind you, so have I. Lovely. Oh. Yum. Come on, that's frigging ridiculous. This is Crewe Station, and believe it or not, the original insane plan for HS2 was to tunnel underneath Crewe Station with the main line, and it goes straight on to Manchester without stopping here. And that's exactly what the plan still is, that the HS2 main line will go underneath Crewe Station onto Manchester without stopping it. What will happen, what has been added, is a branch line will come off the main line south of Crewe, join up with the station for classic compatible services that will go on from Crewe to Runcorn, Liverpool, Stoke. So basically, when they're talking about this Crewe hub, what is promised at the moment is they're going to make platform 5 a bit longer, and that's it. And again, like in Yorkshire, where HS2 goes to Sheffield and HS2 goes to Leeds, it doesn't go from Leeds to Sheffield. Here, HS2 goes to Manchester and HS2 goes to Crewe, but it doesn't go from Manchester to Crewe. But where it does go from Crewe to is London, and where it goes to from Manchester is London, where it goes to from Leeds is London, and Sheffield is London. And you know what? This is the perfect example, Crewe, perfect example of this idea that HS2 is not going to create these jobs and prosperity, because if being well connected on the rail network was the key to economic prosperity, Crewe would be one of the richest places in the country. And I've been walking around it, it definitely isn't. It's the end of day 14, I've made it to Huff, which is just south of Crewe. It's been one of those days today, one of those days where, oh, did you think this was meant to be a footpath? Well, it may say that on the OS map, but actually it's a jungle of brambles and nettles. And if you're really special, if you're really lucky, you can wade through like 2 inches of bullshit, which is just like dealing with HS2 every day. Genuinely, that's not a metaphor, that's what I had to do for a little while. And it's fine with me because my boots are easy to wash. The dog, not so easy. And I think we've just about eradicated everything, but you know what? I'll find out a little bit later when I have to sleep next to her. yeah, I've got to say big thank you. The day started so well with. I've got to say great thanks to you and Sue, the Mid Cheshire group for letting me stay in their garden last night, and the endless cups of tea. Because you said, "Oh, come in, have a cup of tea," and yeah, I had about 20. I'm not sure he expected that. And of course, the rest of the Mid Cheshire group for sorting out the sinkhole this morning, which it's not just the sinkholes in the Cheshire Brinefields. Obviously, there's massive mining subsidence on the eastern side of the country as well. I didn't get to cover that when it was there. Another thing I didn't get to cover because of what happened on day 13 with the review being announced was I didn't get to mention the supposed massively pointless bit of HS2 going up from there, going up past Colchis and Agden and Broomedge and I've forgotten Warburton, to join the West Coast Main Line up, to join back up with the West Coast Main Line, north of Wigan. And of course this is another branch off HS2, and there are so many depots as well, which I haven't covered, but it's another branch off HS2 that will, again, branches off, doesn't connect with any of the other places, so it wouldn't connect to Manchester, it wouldn't connect to Crewe, but it goes onto the West Coast Main Line and connects up with, say, Preston, and goes on to Scotland. And of course, the thing is, well, actually, if you're connecting up with the West Coast Main Line at Crewe, why do you need to build this massive extension on to the West Coast Main Line at Wigan? Because the train's going to run slower on the West Coast Main Line because your trains aren't designed for that. So why not just do it from Crewe and save yourself a load of money? I'm sure I meant to say it more eloquently when I was actually stood in Hoo Green, but things got ahead of us or behind us, and it's one of those. It's been a tough day today. It really has, and I do feel as well that since I made it across to Manchester, I've been slower. All right, yesterday was an exception because that was out of my control, but I think that the first day out of Manchester, coming out of Manchester, and today, I just feel like I've been much slower than I had been before, and I thought I should have made greater distances. But anyway, still going. It's been a fortnight, so can't complain, and we'll see what tomorrow brings, and we hope, fingers crossed, it's good weather because it's a Friday, and the 2 Fridays so far have both been terrible.